It's time to count down the best games of 2018, now that the year is pretty much over. What's up guys, DPX here, and welcome to my top 10 list of the best games of 2018. Here are the rules. Not many rules, really. This is just a list of games I enjoyed this year, combined with popular opinion and my own opinion. I don't want to be too biased, but I also don't want to make up stuff and put stuff that I don't agree with. So if you're wondering why a game that you really like didn't make the list, that's probably why. And that's basically the list. Also, I'm not adding Fortnite, just because it's still an early access game and did not come out this year. However, games finished this year that were early access and are considered a 2018 game are going to be on the list. And I'm doing one game per franchise. Not that there are that many franchises that had more than one game this year, but in case there is one game per franchise. Let's get started. Alright, now this one may be a little bit biased of me to put on the list, which is why it's only at number 10. But Mega Man 11 is a superb return to the franchise that had been dormant prior to the release of this game. It's got a new cast of 8 Robot Masters, and some of which are actually pretty good challenges. Not to mention, with the double gear system, makes things more easy to get through levels. The only other reason this game isn't higher, other than biased, is because it's really short. Like, I got it the day it came out, and I finished it the next day. But it does have some replay value, and when you are trying to finish it, it's a lot of fun. And it is actually deserving of a second playthrough. Yeah, you know this list was tough if a fan favorite like Detroit Become Human is only at number 9. It's so impactful and makes you seriously feel for the characters in the game. It's admittedly mostly story over gameplay. My god, if the story couldn't be the sole reason why it's on the list. It's one of those games where you choose what happens and makes you feel guilty if you do the wrong thing. With fun characters, a well-paced story, and an impactful one, puts this game on this list deservingly. Man, was this year a big year for indie games, and those definitely did not shy from this list. And the first one to make the list is Dead Cells. This game was unfortunately overshadowed in backlash caused by a reviewer from IGN that stole another reviewer's review for this game. That overshadowed the game itself, when the game itself is great. Dead Cells is a Metroidvania game that is, like what the name of the genre implies, reminiscent of Super Metroid and Castlevania Symphony of the Night. How smooth it is, and its awesome looking art style, and just the fun nature of it puts it on the list. Monster Hunter World is huge. So huge, in fact, that it wasn't on the series' usual Nintendo platform, as it is every installment, because it's so big. But you know, that's not my word, because I at least have a PS4. Monster Hunter World is another installment in the Monster Hunter franchise, with impressive visuals and smooth controls. One problem I have, though, is that the game still sort of feels a bit unfinished. what the lip syncing never matches what the characters are actually saying in the game. You can walk through NPCs like they don't even exist, and invisible walls at places you wouldn't quite expect them. That doesn't ruin the game though. It's such a fun game, and the DLC is really cool too, like a Chun-Li skin. Of course, Monster Hunter always crosses over with other things. This is the second indie game on the list, and definitely not the last. Maybe one more, and maybe more than one more. The Messenger was huge amongst gamers this year, and was when people thought, hey, this year has actually been a pretty great year for indie games. Or at least that's when I thought that. The Messenger is a side-scroller that is like Ninja Gaiden, though albeit not as difficult or frustrating. It controls smoothly and is a blast to play. Not only that, but midway through the game it even changes genre, and it turns into a Metroidvania type game, which is also really fun. This game is definitely not a game to pass up if you're a Steam or Switch owner. Get this game. Honestly, right now, as I'm recording it, I believe it may be on sale. Not sure. I got one of those on sale. But if it's not on sale, it's only 20 bucks. Might as well. Superhero games can honestly be hit or miss. For a while, it seemed that Spider-Man 2 was many people's favorite superhero game, but it seems that now it's Spider-Man on the PS4. This game is awesome. Whether if it's you're fighting baddies or just web slinging around New York City, it all has that thrill to it. It's also got many villains and even parts where you play as MJ and Miles Morales, albeit rather different and not as fun stealth gameplay. This game is a lot of fun though, with little and big things that made it worthwhile. This and Detroit Become Human made this year a great one for the PS4. But is that all of them? As in all the PS4 exclusives? Okay, this is the last indie game on the list, but holy shit. Talk about having an impact. Celeste is amazing with its art style and message about depression and anxiety. And, okay, so in this game you play as a little girl named Madeline, who's running away from home because she's depressed. The whole thing about this game is having to climb a mountain. So you're climbing a mountain and it's like one of those emotional things where you climb a mountain and you figuratively climb a mountain. They made this idea into a game. This had an enormous impact on gamers. This game is damn near perfect. And damn near impossible as well. This game was highly anticipated for a long time, and it paid off. This game is extremely innovative and fun, with nice graphics, smooth controls, and almost an endless narrative. It's almost a narrative you wanted to have, therefore it's an endless narrative, which is really cool. This is probably one of the best stories in gaming history, with including really likable characters. There's almost no complaints with this game, really. You guys are probably commenting on how this should be number 1. And I actually consider this game for number 1. Just goes to show how hard of a list this was to make. That's not to say that this game is not fantastic and a perfect game. Just shows the rest of the list. This game is a masterpiece, though. Rounding out the fantastic PS4 exclusives is God of War. Holy shit! This was huge when it came out. I love how this is semi-open world, and you're able to explore just about anything there is to see. It's also a game that makes Kratos more of an interesting character than the prior games. Kratos is just or it seemed to me, an infuriated guy with a desire of killing. But in this new God of War, he seems human with containable rage, trying to teach his son how to be like him. Your PS4 collection just simply won't be complete without this game. It's got a compelling story, good characters, smooth controls, nice graphics, everything you can ask for in a video game. There's literally nothing I can complain about. And I'm sure for many of you, this is your game of the year. I'm sure for many of you, Red Dead Redemption 2 was your game of the year. But for me, as this one was my game of the year at first. But for me, there's one game that knocked all of these games out on the list. Before we get to number 1, and if you watch my videos, it's probably really obvious, but let's look at some honorable mentions. Okay, this is me you're watching. Did you not expect Smash Ultimate to be number 1? I've seriously spoke about this game so many times. Do I really need to explain why this is just so amazing again? Well, might as well. Where do I begin? 74 characters at launch. Over 100 stages, close to 900 music tracks, a supposed 60-hour adventure mode, tons of other modes such as a tag team mode, and many, many more things. Easily makes this game number 1. Not to mention it's really smooth, like extremely smooth, and they are all the characters are fun to play. I'd say just about all of them. But not all of them are fair, though. I will say that. It's just a blast to play. And it's definitely a must-own Switch game. What do you think about this list? Do you agree with me? Do you not agree with me? Let me know in the comments below. What would be your top 10 best games of the year, or top anything best games of the year? Let me know in the comments below, and thanks for watching. This will probably be my last video of 2018. So yeah, goodbye guys. See you in 2019.